Whether the Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not more than 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
Oh, few of any sort, none of name.
I find here that Don Pedro has bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
I pray you, has Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. Oh, God help the noble Claudio. If he hath got the Benedict, it'll cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
Don Pedro's approach.
Good Signor Leonardo! You are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
She would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
Yeah!
But you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while it have such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat? For it is certain I'm loved of all ladies. Only you accept it. Yeah! And I could, find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I would rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape her predestinate scratched face.
Oh, Scratchy could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parent teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours. Oh, my husband.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but you may keep your way of God's name. I've done.
Always done with the jade's trick. I know you of old.
And let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled with the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you. Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
Would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise.
Thickest diamond sword. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
In mine eye, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? Will I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Look, Don Pedro's returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you followed not Leonardo?
Oh, he is in love. Now with who, that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is with Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. All women shall pardon me. I will do myself the right to trust none. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord. Not with
If
love.
this should ever happen, thou wouldst be born mad.
Good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, so I leave you.
My liege, hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero, she is his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, but you went onward on this ended action. I looked on her with the soldier's eye, but now I am returned. Come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is.
If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her.
Oh, how sweetly do you minister to love.
I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine.
Here, my lord, why are you thus out of measure sad?
The sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests. Sleep when I am drowsy and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this. You have of late set out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. In this it cannot be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me. Who comes here? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended wedding.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Ooh, the most exquisite Claudio.
Even he.
Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir to Leonardo.
How came you to this?
As I was smoking in a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist
To
me.
the death, my lord.
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
How tiredly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were an excellent man. They are made just in the midway between him and Benedict. One is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
By my troth, thou shalt never get thee a husband, if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the woolen.
You may light upon a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, well, I am not for him.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. The revelers are entering. Make good room.
Your friend.
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk. And especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
Then it wouldn't please you to say so.
When I like of your favor, for God forbid the lute should be like the cake.
My visor is Philemon's roof, within the house is Joe.
Why then your visor should be thatched.
Speak low if you speak love.
You will pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are.
Oh, not now.
That I was disdainful, and that I had my good wits out of 100 merry tales. Well, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
Oh, what's he?
Why, hypocrite, this jester! Oh, a very dull fool. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders. None but libertines delight in him, and his commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. Oh, I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know this gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Oh, do, he'll but break a comparison or two on me, which strikes him into a melancholy, for the fool will eat no supper that night. Oh, we must follow the leader.
In every good thing.
Nay, if they lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
The lady, Beatrice, has a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. I would not marry her though she were endowed with all Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules have turned spit. Come, talk not of her. You will find her the infernal Ate in good apparel. I would to God some scholar would conjure her, for it is certain while she is here, a man may rest as quiet in hell as in a sanctuary. So indeed, all disquiet, horror, and perturbation follow her.
Look, here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand. Now, to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker. Now, from the farthest inch of Asia. Fetch you a hair off the great Cham's beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. You have no employment for me?
None, but to desire your good company.
Oh, God, sir. Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure this lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for a single one. Married once before, he won it of me with false dice. Therefore, your grace may say that I have lost.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would not he should do me, my lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools. I have brought you Count Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
Claudio! I am wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won. I have broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or stop his mouth with a kiss.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Oh, yea, my lord, I thank it. Poor fool it keeps on the windy side of care. Oh, my cousin tells him in his ear that he is in my heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good lord, for alliance, thus goes everyone to the world, but I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey-ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one.
I'd rather have one of your father's getting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands if a maid could come by them.
Would you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me, I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star dance, and under that was I born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry you mercy, uncle. By your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant-spirited lady.
There is little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and I never sad then. And for I've heard my daughter say, she has often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
No, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Count Claudio, when mean you to go to church?
Oh, tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love has all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence of just 7 nights.
You shake the head at so long in breathing, but I warn thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will, in the interim, undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, Lord, cost me 10 nights watching.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero.
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefullest husband that I know. I will teach you how to humor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict, and I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict, that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift.
It is so the Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato.
Yea, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. How canst thou cross this marriage?
I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in favor of Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman.
I remember.
I can at any unseasonable instant of the night appoint her to look out her lady's chamber window.
What life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
Go you to the prince her brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated stale. Such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Looking for any other issue?
Only to despite them I will endeavor anything.
Draw on Pedro and the Count Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. they'll scarcely believe this without trial. Offer them instances which will bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Claudio, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truths of Hero's disloyalty.
Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be thou constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. Now had he rather hear the tabor and the pipe. May I be so converted and see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come into my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Fair, or I'll never look upon her. Noble, or not for an angel. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what color it please God. Oh, the prince and Monsieur Love. I will hide me in the arbor.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself? Come hither, Leonardo, what was it you told me of today? The your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict.
I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
Nor would I neither, but most wonderful that she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is it possible? Sits the wind in that corner?
By my troth, my lord, I know not what to think of it, but that she loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought.
Maybe she doth but counterfeit.
Oh God, counterfeit! There was never counterfeit of passion. Came so near the life of passion as she discovers it.
Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait the hook well, this fish will bite.
Well, what affects my lord, she will see to you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She did indeed.
How? How? I pray you, you amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have thought it had, my lord, especially against Benedict.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. Shall I, says she, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
This says she now that she's beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock till she read a sheet of paper. My daughter tells us all.
Now, you talk of a sheet of paper. I remember a pretty jest your daughter told us of.
When she read it and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet. That. Oh, she told the letter to 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself, that she would be so immodest to write to one she knew would flout her.
And then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses. Oh, sweet Benedict, God give me patience!
I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have doffed all other respects and made her half myself. I pray you, tell Benedict of it and hear what he will say.
Oh, were it good, think you?
Well, Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he loves her not, and she will die if he woo her, rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness.
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man hath a contemptible spirit.
He is a very proper man.
And I take him to be valiant.
The man doth fear God. Howsoever, it seems not in him by some large jests he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go see Benedict and tell him of her love?
Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, 'twere possible she may wear her heart out first.
Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine himself to see how much he is unworthy to have so good a lady.
My lord, shall we walk? Dinner is ready.
Yes.
If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectations.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. Let us send her to call him into dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference of it was sadly born. They had the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have the full bent. Love me? Why then it must be requited. They say the lady is fair, I cannot reprove it, and wise, but for loving me. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I've so long railed against marriage. No! The world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Oh, here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love on her.
Against my will, I'm sent to bid you come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice! I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains in those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message.
Yay! Just as much as you may take on a knife's point and choke a doll withal. You have no stomachs in your fare you well.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much to say, any pains I take for you are as easy as thanks. I do not take pity of her. I am a villain. I will go get her picture.
Good Margaret, run thee to the parlor. There shalt thou find my cousin Beatrice. Whisper her ear, and tell her our whole discourse is all of her. Say that thou overheardst us, and bid her steal in to listen our close encounter. This is thy office, bear thee well in it, and leave us alone.
I'll make her come, I warrant you, presently.
Now, Ursula, when Beatrice doth come, our talk must only be of Benedick. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than ever man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedick is sick in love with Beatrice. Now begin, for look where Beatrice, like a lapwing, runs close by the ground to hear our conference.
Fear not my part of the dialogue.
No, Ursula, she is too disdainful. I know her spirits are as coy and wild as haggards of the rock.
But are you sure that Benedick loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my betrothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedick, to wish him wrestle with affection and never to let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall count upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She cannot love. Nor take no shape, nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore, certainly, it were not good she knew his love, lest she make sport at it.
Why, you speak true. I never yet saw a man how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured, but she would spell him backwards.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, not to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice is cannot be commendable. But who dare tell her so?
Yet tell her of it, hear what she will say.
No, rather I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man in Italy. Always accepted, my dear Claudio.
I pray you be not angry with me, madam. Speaking my fancy, Signor Benedick, for shape, bearing, argument, and valor, go foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's ta'en, I warrant you. We've caught her, madam.
If it proves so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid killed with arrows, some with traps.
The fire's in mine ears. Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? All contempt, farewell, and maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedick, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. If thou dost steadfast love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band.
I do but stay till your marriage be consummate, and then I go toward
I'll
Aragon.
bring you thither, my lord, if you'll vouchsafe.
Nay, that would be as great a soil in the new gloss of your marriage as to show a child his new coat and forbid him to wear it. I will only be bold with Benedict for his company, for my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. Hero and Margaret have by this played their parts with Beatrice, and then the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
My lord and brother, God save you!
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow.
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
I came hither to tell you, the lady is disloyal.
Hero?
Even she, Leonato's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal?
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. Go but with me tonight, you will see her chamber window entered even the night before her wedding day. If you love her, then tomorrow wed her, but it would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I will not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough. And when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
If I see anything tonight, why I should not marry her tomorrow in the congregation where I should wed, there will I shame
And
her.
as I wooed for thee to obtain her, so I shall join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no farther till you are my witnesses. Bear it coldly, but till night, and let the issue show itself.
Are you good men and true?
Nay, or else it were pity that they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were punishment too good for them if they have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, neighbor Dogberry, give them their charge.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
You O'Cake, sir, or George Sequel, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is a gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both. Which Master Constable?
You have. I knew it would be your answer. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you the lantern. This is your charge. You are to comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How if he will not stand?
Why, then let him go. Presently call the watch together, and thank God you are rid of the knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what it is to belong to a watch.
I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Well, you are to call at all the alehouses and bid them that are drunk get them to bed.
How if they will not?
Why then let them alone till they are sober. If you meet a thief, you may suspect him as such. And for such kind of men, why, the less you make or meddle with them, the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I think they that touch pitch shall be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you meet a thief, is to let him show himself for what he is and steal out of your company.
You have been always called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man with any honesty in him.
If you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of way chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels. And your own. So good night. Come, good neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go. Sit here upon the church bench till 2, then all to bed.
One word more, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonato's door. For the wedding being tomorrow, there is a great coil tonight. Adieu. Be vigilant, I beseech you.
What, Conrad?
Now forward with my tail!
Treason, master, just stand close.
Therefore, no. I've earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Well, thou shouldst rather ask, is it possible any villainy should be so rich? For when rich villains need have poor ones make what price they will. Dost thou hear somebody?
Nay, 'twas the vein on the house.
No, that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the Lady Hero's gentlewoman, by the name of Hero. She leans me out of Mistress' chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master, saw afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
Oh, and thought thy Margaret was Hero.
The two of them did, the Prince and Claudio, but the devil my master knew that she was Margaret. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet her as he was appointed the next morning at the temple, and there before the whole congregation shame her with what he saw overnight and send her home again without a husband.
In the prince's name, stand!
Call up the right master constable. We have here discovered the most dangerous piece of lechery.
Masters.
Masters, never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Will likely prove a goodly commodity being taken up by these men's bills.
Commodity in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Rose, I think your other revolver were better.
No, pray thee! Good Meg, I'll wear this.
By my troth, what a nightgown in respect of yours, cloth of gold and cuts laced with silver.
God give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be heavier soon by the weight of a man.
Fie upon thee! Art not ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably, is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Ask my lady Beatrice else, and here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Oh, good morrow, sweet hero.
Wait, how now do you speak in the sick tune?
Oh, I'm out of all other tune, methinks. By my troth, I am exceedingly ill, hey-ho. For a hawk, a horse, or a husband. For the letter that begins them all,
These gloves that the Count sent me, they are an excellent perfume.
I'm stuffed, cousin, I cannot smell. A maid and stuffed. There's goodly catching a cold.
Oh, God help me.
God help me, how long have you professed apprehension? Ever since you left it. Doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. Oh, by my troth, I'm sick.
Get you some of this, the scaled Carduus Benedictus, and lay it to your heart. It is the only thing for a qualm.
There, thou pricked her with a thistle.
Benedictus, why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus. Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral meaning. I meant plain, holy thistle. You may think perchance I think you are in love, or that you can be in love, or that you will be in love. That Benedict was such another, and now as he become a man, he swore he would never marry, and yet, now in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging, and how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look at your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Not a false gallop.
Madam, withdraw. The prince, the count, Signor Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are come to fetch you to church.
Come, help me to dress, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Marry, sir, this is it.
Yes, in truth it is.
Well, what is it, my good friends?
Good man Verges, sir, speaks little of the matter. An old man, sir, and his wits are not as blunt as God help I would desire they were, but as honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am an honest man, as honest as any that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Neighbors, you are tedious. I would fain know what you have to say.
Marry, sir, our watch tonight, accepting your worship's presence, have ta'en a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
An old man, sir, he will be talking. As they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us, it's a world to see. Well said, if faith, neighbor Verges, and well, God's a good man, and when two men ride a horse, one must ride behind.
I must leave you.
One word more, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 suspicious persons, and we would have them examined this morning before your worship.
Take their examination yourself and bring it me. I am now in great haste as may appear unto you.
It shall be suffragance.
My lord, we'll stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good neighbor. Bid Francis Seacole bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examine those men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare no wit, I warrant you. Get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me presently at the jail.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterward.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No, to be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you upon your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
I dare make this answer. None.
What men dare do? What men may do? What men daily do?
How now, interjections? Why then somebody of laughing, such as, ha-ha!
Will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely son as God did give her me.
But what have I to give you back? Whose worth may counterpose this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
There, Leonardo. Take her back! Give not this rotten orange to your friend! She is but the sign and semblance of her honor. Oh, behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself with all?
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stay.
Are these things spoken or do I but dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True, oh God!
Let me but move one question to your daughter and bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do as thou art my child.
What man was he? Talked with you yesternight out your window betwixt 12 and 1. Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no man at all.
Why then you are no maiden! Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her. Hear her at that hour last night talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath, indeed, most like a liberal villain, confessed to the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Oh, hero, what a hero hast thou been. If half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart, fare thee well. Most foul, most fair, farewell.
A moment's dagger here, a point for me!
Oh, no, cousin, wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things come thus to light. Smother her spirits up.
Out doth the lady.
Dead, I think. Help, uncle. Hero, my hero.
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not let her know! Do not open thine eyes! For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, that all thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself without the reward of reproaches strike at
My soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed! Would the princess lie? Would Claudio lie? Who loved her so that speaking of her foulness washed you with tears? Hence from her, let her die!
Hear me a little! By noting of the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness. Bear away those blushes. Oh, mere fool, trust not my reading nor my observation, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she has left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury she does not deny it. Why seekst thou then to cover with excuse?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me, I know none. Oh, my father! Prove you that any man with me conversed in hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of word with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honor. If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in frames of villainy.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while. Let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the princess left for dead. Let her for a while be secretly kept in, and publish it, that she's dead indeed.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this well carried shall, on her behalf, change slander to remorse. That is some good. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth whilst we enjoy it. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination. Then shall he mourn, and wish he had not so accused her? And if it sort not well, you may conceal her as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
Is well consented. Presently away. For to strange sores, strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day, perhaps, is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. It's not that strange.
The strangest thing I know not. It were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. Oh, I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it.
Yeah.
I protest I love thee.
Thank God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour, for I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that there is none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
How? Not for Terry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone though I am here. There is no love in you. I pray you let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is not approved in the height of villain that has slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman. Oh, that I were a man. What? Bear her in hands until they come to take hands. And then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
But Beatrice!
She is wrong, she is slandered, she is undone.
Harry, good Beatrice, by this hand, I love
Use
thee.
it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
As sure as I have a thought or soul.
Enough! I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so leave you. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
No question for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I and my partner.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before, Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baraccio.
Pray you write down Baraccio. And yours, Sirrah?
I am a gentleman, sir. My name is Conrad.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, sir, a word in your ear. I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you, we are none.
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Yea, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you, in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir, that Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Pray you write down Prince John a villain. That is flat perjury. To call a prince's brother villain.
What heard you him say else?
Marry, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary, as ever was committed.
And that Count Claudio did mean upon his words to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain! Thou shalt be condemned to everlasting redemption for this.
What else? This is all! And this, masters, is more than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this very manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died! Oh. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away, you are an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Masters, remember that I am an ass! Come, bring them away. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass!
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
We have been up and down to seek thee, for we are, I prove melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I just not! I will make it good with what you dare, how you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you!
Well, then I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast!
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I shall leave you now to your gossip-like humor. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your service. Your brother, the bastard, has fled from Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Blackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
Most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And have challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
But soft you let me be. Pluck up my heart and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Come you, sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall ne'er weigh more reasons in her balance. And you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
Oh, now! 2 of my brother's men bound? Officers, what offense have these men done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruth. Secondarily, they are slanders. 6, and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
Firstly, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offense. 6th and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude, what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned in his own division. By my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet prince, let me go no farther to mine answer. I've deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms could not discover, these shallow fools have brought to light. Who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero, and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments. How you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation. And briefly, I desire nothing but the reward of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron through your blood?
I have drank poison whilst he uttered it.
Did not my brother set thee on to this?
Yea, and paid me richly in the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Oh, sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time, our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. Oh, and masters, remember to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an ass.
What is the villain? Which of these is he?
If you would know your wrong or look on me.
Art thou the slave that with thy breath hast killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. A third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princess, for my daughter's death.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose to me what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but in mistaking.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, tomorrow morning come you to my house, and since you cannot be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost a copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the right you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your oath of kindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose, for henceforth, of poor Claudia.
Tomorrow, then, I'll expect your coming.
Sir, which is indeed not under white and black. The offender here, the plaintiff did call me ass. I pray you, let it be remembered in his punishment.
Go, I discharge thee by prisoner, and I thank thee.
God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart. Should a merry meeting be wished, God prohibit it. Come, good neighbor.
The God of love that sits above and knows me how pitiful I deserve. Mary, I cannot show it rhyme. I have tried, but I can find out no rhyme to lady but baby. An innocent time, for scorn, horn, a hard time. Very ominous endings. No. I was not born under a rhyming planet, for I cannot woo in festival terms. Fair Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
That is spoken very well now. Ere I go, let me go with that I came, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast righted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him or subscribe him a coward. Now I pray you tell me, for which of my bad parts did you first fall in love with me?
For them all together, which maintain so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Suffer love? A good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think, alas, poor heart, if you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
We are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There is not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
Well, as I am to myself, so much for praising myself, who I myself will bear witness is praiseworthy. And now I must ask you, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill, too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. And there I must leave you too, for here comes one in haste.
You must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to the heavens.
Yeah. Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So the prince and Claudio who accused her upon the error that you have debated.
Well, I am glad things sold so well.
And so am I, being else by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Now, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw to a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, come hither masked.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, senor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonardo, truth it is, good signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That I, my daughter, lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do, with an eye of love, requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical. But for my will is, your good will may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in the state of honorable marriage. In which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind.
Send her forth. Here's the friar ready.
For this I owe you. Here comes other reckoning. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
This same is she, and I do give you her.
Why then she is mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not. Do take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero?
Nothing certainter. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of fair heroes dead. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and let us to the chapel presently.
Soft and fair friar! Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
Why no? No more than reason.
Why then the prince and your uncle and Claudio are deceived, for they swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
Well, 'tis no matter. You do not love me then.
Truth, no. But in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her, for here's a paper, written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
Give me that!
And here's another writ in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle. Here's our own hands against our hearts. Well, come. I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers could not flout me out of my humor, for man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised and love my cousin.
I'd well hoped that thou wouldst have denied Beatrice, so that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life to make thee a double dealer, which, out of question, thou wilt be, if my cousin do not look exceeding narrowly to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let us have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' ears.
We'll have dancing afterward.
First, of my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get that.